So I have some visual effects. Actually, the whole morning is going to be visual effects. I want to talk about smart home technology. And my approach to smart home technology is probably different than what you're going to expect. Okay? In today's day and age, smart home technology is thrown at us like the next best thing since sliced bread. And you'll see things thrown at you like, this is where you need smart home technology. And you see there's a little green thing going to every single room. All right? I will tell you that there is smart home technology that will water your lawn, that will tell you if your water pipes are leaking, that will turn your furnace on and off, that will basically turn the stove on to the right temperature to preheat it while you're leaving work, so that when you get home you just throw the roast in and it's done. Okay? All these smart home technologies are designed primarily for convenience, so they market to the convenience. That's why they say you can do anything and everything with smart home technology. My approach is different. My approach is, what is your lifestyle and how can smart home technology complement your lifestyle? And I'm going to give an example. We have typical living room lamps, right? They got the little dial to turn the light bulb on and off. And we all grew up reaching under the lampshade, turning that little dial off at 10 o'clock or 10:30 at night, right? And going to bed. And then in the evening, we'd reach under the lampshade, turn it on so that we had light in the living room, right? So here we are in today's modern technology, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to jump back and forth. I have living room lamps. I have a little group called living room. I have a lamp 1 and a lamp 2. Right now, come in, do it for me. I'm doing it backwards. I just turned the lamp on in my living room. Okay? Dog. Dog. And if you don't believe that lamp is on,
there's a ghost.
I don't know if you guys are all going to see this when it comes up. It takes a little bit of time because you see the lamp in the middle of the picture? It's on. Okay? And just to show you that it's not magic, I do have to change apps, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute.
Just swap the other photo.
No, yeah, take the other pphoto out.
He's never at home, but
Not John.
Never home.
Not John.
You're now going to see when it comes up, the lamp is off. Okay? Beautiful. The cat is in the corner in the fetal position for sure. Okay? That's a nice little convenience, isn't it? You can schedule it like a timer that you could buy at Ace Hardware for $3. You can control it. If you are on vacation and you're in Tahiti, as long as you have a Wi-Fi signal, you could turn different lamps on throughout your house. Now, we're going to get off of this app and go back to the other app, and I'm going to tell you, let's go to basement. Oh, it's back on. Okay, never mind. Lifestyle. We grew up reaching under the lampshade, turn that little switch on and off, right? I installed this beautiful switch on my lamp in my living room that I just turned on and off for you. There are times that I go to turn it on and it does not go on. And do you know why it doesn't go on? Because my wife reached underneath the lampshade and turned the switch off, because it's an old habit. So smart home technology isn't working if you're going to go and do your old habits. So smart home technology can be great for you if you adapt it into your lifestyle. Okay? Now, some people, besides bad habits, have other reasons why they are not going to use smart home technology. Anyone want to take a guess as to why they won't use it? Well, you have to pay for anything, right? It is a little bit more expensive than that timer you buy from Ace Hardware. Okay? That smart plug that my lamp was plugged into, I got a 3-pack for $30, so it's $10 a plug. Okay? And I'm going to show you one of the plugs in a minute. You can get a timer, a little dial timer with those little pegs that come in and out for $5. So I doubled my cost for a smart technology, but I could do it from here, right? So there is an expense to it. Anyone else want to guess why people don't want to do smart home technology?
I'm afraid.
Of?
something change.
Like?
Something smarter than me. Well, I'm worried about being spied on. I don't like the whole idea of these
Yep.
Alexis is listening in to my conversations. I don't like the, all these people want to know what I'm buying. All these
Right.
people want to make me buy something that I don't want to buy.
Correct.
Right? So
Yep.
how do I keep them out of my life? I don't want them in my life. Thank you. Burn this. Burn this.
Yeah. If you don't want to be spied on in this world these days, find a different world.
Buy a cabin.
They even find you there. We can find bunkers underground with our satellites, so we can spy wherever we want. And those are very good concerns. People listen in. Jeff Bezos is listening to my house constantly because he has nothing better to do with his billions and billions of dollars, right, than to hear me complaining about the mashed potatoes being lumpy at dinner time because there's an Alexa in my kitchen, right? The truth about spying or hacking in, if you take the proper precautions with your internet service up front, it's very difficult for people to hack in. Everyone know what a gateway router is? Everyone know what a gate is, right? A gate is what you get into your yard with. So a gateway router is where your internet comes into your home or your business. That has a password that secures that gateway from the outside world seeing it, okay? Now, 90% of the people in the world will have a passcode to get into their gateway router. That is pretty easy if you know who they are, right? Mark, what's your address?
My street address?
Yeah.
5123 Norfolk Park.
So he's probably got a gateway router that's got a passcode of 5023 Oak, because he'll remember that. So if I know Mark and I know where he lives, I go, that's one of the ones I'm going to try, right?
And you're in.
And you're in. So you want to make sure you secure your gateway as best you can. Now that's one password, right? You create a Wi-Fi environment, you create a different passcode for that Wi-Fi environment. Now there's two layers that someone has to get through, okay? And if you manage that correctly, hacking into your system is very difficult to do. Even Alexa doesn't do the two-way communication. Jeff Bezos is not sitting in Seattle, Washington, and hitting a button on his desk going, "Hey Don, how's the mashed potatoes tonight?" Just isn't doing it, okay? Now,
It's just when the advertisements for, hey, smooth mashed potatoes start showing up on your house.
right?
That's gonna happen.
And that's actually the difference between today and 30 years ago. 30 years ago, companies like Coca-Cola or McDonald's would physically send people out to watch consumers. Physically, they would hire people, and you were a market researcher, right? These days, they just do it online. You're on Facebook, you look at something on Amazon, there's a connection between the two, and now Facebook starts sending you ads for something you were looking at online, right? You're good. So, another way to avoid hacking, and actually another, I think, very important tool to have if you're going to have smart home technology, most gateway routers, Comcast or AT&T or RCN, are basically providing internet service into your home. They don't care about the traffic of activity within your home, okay? A gateway router is like a highway, right? You get on a highway that has 2 lanes and there's 100,000 cars in it, guess what? You're in a traffic jam. You get on a highway that has 4 lanes and there's 100,000 cars in it, traffic's moving a little bit better, right? So when you add things technology-wise in your home, that gateway router is getting clogged. You need to give it a little bit more mobility, right? I recommend that people also add a downstream router, or what would be called a smart Wi-Fi router, okay? And this ugly looking thing with all these things sticking out of it will take your internet service and it will manage all the activity in a very smart way through this little router, okay? So your kid's got a smartphone, your kid's got a Chromebook, your living room has got a smart plug in it, all these things. They're all kind of bottlenecking into this. This little guy is going to manage that. This also is encrypted, so you create a third passcode to get through it. So now you've made it even harder for Jack to pull up in his truck out in front of your house and get into your Wi-Fi.
Jack.
And
Specialties is IT.
and order instant smooth potatoes, right? So now people get scared that smart technology is going to change the dynamics of our house physically. You know, I don't want to have a smart plug because they're big and they're ugly, right? There are kind of big and ugly ones. That is a smart plug. Just that, okay? Put it in the bottom outlet or the one side outlet of your outlet, and you still use the other one as a regular outlet, right? But this guy has a little circuit board in it that in turn connects to your Wi-Fi, okay? Now, you have to connect this to your Wi-Fi in order to use it. So now you've got to let this know what your code is to get into this.
Along with that, then do the light thing with the smart bulb.
I'm sorry? This is going to turn a regular incandescent CFL or LED bulb on or off, okay? There are smart bulbs. Did I bring a smart bulb? I did not. There are smart bulbs. Smart bulbs look like light bulbs. They're not big and bulky. The technology these days has gotten so small that I have smart bulbs in my house. I have LED bulbs in my house, right? They both look like the old incandescent lights, except they're frosted as opposed to clear, so you don't see the little filament inside, right? The base looks the same. The little part that you screw into the socket looks the same. The only difference between a LED bulb and a smart bulb is the LED bulb will have a QR code on it that you're going to use to scan to connect it to your Wi-Fi in your house, okay? Now, everyone knows what apps are, right? We all have about 1,000 apps on our phones. Managing the apps that manage your smart home technology is the biggest challenge. If my wife is going and turning that little switch off every night because she's old school, how is she going to manage 4 or 5 different apps, right? If I showed you my phone and I showed you my apps, I've got 7 apps just for my, actually 8 apps for my smart home technology, right? Whether it's controlling a smart light bulb or a smart switch or a smart plug, whatever, I've got an app for them. And this can be a very difficult management process. So I consult with customers on how to make this a little bit easier.
So you
Okay.
show them how to set up their phone.
Yep. And what I do is these guys reside on my phone in the background, and I manage everything through my Alexa, right? And Alexa will take care of everything. But you've got to connect everything to Alexa, right? And people go, I don't want, these big ugly things and things like that. Echo Dot, this is a hub. This will take all those smart devices and consolidate them into one little thing. And this is about the size of a hockey puck, okay? My Echo Dots that I have in my house are plugged into the wall at the base behind the couch, right? And when you talk in the room, they have a good enough microphone that it hears your voice command, but you don't see my smart home technology. So when you're sitting in my living room enjoying an evening visit, you're not looking at this ugly thing on the table, right? And this little guy will manage all those smart home technologies that I've combined into the Alexa app.
Like turn on TV, turn on light.
Everything, right? I even have, who likes sitting outside in the summer enjoying a nice cold drink on the patio, right? You don't like doing that, right? You put lights up in your backyard over your patio, make it like very calming and soothing so that at the end of your day you sit out there and you enjoy it, right? Most people string lights up that they bought at Home Depot or something like that, and then they've got to bend over behind, a cooler or a thing. I have a smart outlet plug that I plug into the outdoor outlet on the back of my house, and I have my patio lights on this. And I can go, gotta get the right one. There's a little thing that says patio lights, right? They're off right now. I've just turned them on, and you will see they're on.
I just saw one of my listings that was on a clicker.
Yeah, I used to have the clicker one where I could walk in my house and on my kitchen counter, I had a clicker and I'd click it on and I'd go outside with a beer and I'd let the dog run around, right? So you can have plugs. So what kind of plugs do we have? We have these outdoor plugs, we have indoor plugs, okay? And if you think this plug is too big, I got plugs coming out my ears. That's a smart plug. Look how small that is. You put that into one outlet, right? Boom, you have smart technology in your home. Isn't that nuts?
Technical question. question. Does it go on one of those strips? Or
It
it's
can,
got to be right in a plug?
it can go on a strip. It can go in a plug. You can put it on a power strip. Yep. I have 2 of these on a power strip actually.
Okay.
Now, I'm really going to blow your minds. Smart switches. People are scared of smart switches because this plug, I plug it in, right? Peter can do this. Just plugging it in. Peter's not an electrician. He talks about inverted belly buttons, right? You're not going to put a smart switch in.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Have you ever installed a dimmer switch?
No.
Ever do any kind of electrical work around the house? No. Okay. Anyone who has, pretty right. This is a smart switch. This smart switch has all of its technology built in the back. It looks just like a dimmer switch would if you were to go to the store and buy a dimmer switch. All the technology is in here. This switch will dim your lights. It will turn them on. And with smart technology, you don't need to have those 3rd or 4th wires if you're doing a 3-way or 4-way or 5-way switch, where you're having multiple locations.
So when that's on,
Mm-hmm.
you can manage several locations from the app.
Yes. Yes. And it's a rocker switch, so you can hold it up and the lights go up. You can hold it down and the lights go down. This particular one does not have it, but
Hardwire a 4-way switch on the stairwell.
you can just run the 2 wires. And then you put these switches in.
If you plug that in, you set that up. You're saying that you have that little hockey puck thing. And
Yep.
You say turn on the living room lights.
And they go on.
That thing will read that. That
Yep.
thing will read.
Exactly.
Really?
Yes. Okay. Now what I haven't brought out is I haven't brought out the smart irrigation system to water your front lawn, right? I haven't brought out the water meter or the gas meter to give a report of how much gas or water you've used so that you can make sure that ComEd or People's Gas or the city doesn't overcharge you for water, right? They have that technology. You don't necessarily need it, right? One last thing I do want to talk about is home protection, okay? And I'm going to jump off and give you yet another app to look at, which I apologize for, but this is how I manage things, okay? Everyone has a smoke detector in their house, correct? Most people have a CO detector in their house. If they don't, they have a death wish, right? Carbon monoxide is the odorless, colorless, smellless, invisible death killer, right? You go to sleep at night, your furnace has a CO issue, you don't wake up in the morning, right? There are many products, brands out there that make many different products. I have a Nest fire or smoke and CO detector in my house. The beauty of it, there's 2 things that I really like about this thing. The beauty of it is it comes with a night light. So when I get up, who gets up in the middle of the night? Okay, everyone show of hands, right? When I get up in the middle of the night and it's pitch black in my house, I walk into the hallway outside my bedroom and my smoke detector illuminates the room for me because it's got a motion detector on it and it just lights it up so I don't trip on the dog going to the bathroom.
Is that CO2 detector roped into the thermostat of the Nest?
The next thing I was going to tell you, the best thing about it is, the absolute thing that made me buy it was the smoke and CO detector communicates with the smart thermostat I have, and if it senses smoke or CO levels going up in your house, it automatically shuts your furnace off. It essentially kills your house so that it does not continue to provide additional, don't call me when I'm doing a presentation. However, this is the coolest thing that I discovered after I installed these things. And the thing that I liked was it does turn your thermostat off, so your furnace goes off. I did like that it had this night light on it. The other nice convenience is it doesn't give that shrieking siren. It actually talks to you first. It will say, Nest has detected an elevated amount of CO in your house. Please be aware and turn on an exhaust fan or ventilate your home. It'll say that. And then it'll say it again a minute later. And so instead of being honked at or sirened out of your house, you're kind of gently being told. So you don't panic. It reduces panic, right?
People take the batteries out because they don't want to listen to it.
Right, right. But here's the cool thing. I was at an actual networking meeting, and I was talking to someone, and my phone lit up. And my Nest detector sent me a note. And here's the note. Heads up, the hallway, there is smoke. Right? And I called home, and my daughter was cooking, and she was burning something, and it filled smoke, enough smoke that it detected it, right? She can't. And a minute or so later, after she turned on the exhaust fan and smoke started clearing, I get a follow-up that says, smoke is clearing, all is well. I wasn't even home. So
If you put this stuff in a house, would it benefit the resale value? I mean, would you,
yeah, well, for sure. And
yeah, they would love it, right?
there are certain things that are going to add value to the house. There are certain things that are going to just add convenience, right? If you have a smart thermostat and you have a smoke detector that's connected to it, you can add value to your house because it's a safety thing. The value may not be on the resale, the value may be on your home insurance, homeowner's insurance policy, right? Smart plugs, smart bulbs aren't going to add anything but convenience, okay? Where you do get a savings though is you can manage your lights and your appliances remotely and reduce the drain of electricity so your electric bill will be less. So, but the most important part about smart home technology isn't all these wonderful toys that are out there. It's how you're going to manage the smart home technology in compliance with your habits. Steph, that's me. Whether you want to have your English muffin toasted for you when you first walk out into the kitchen in the morning and you have a smart plug on your toaster and it does it for you, or you want to make sure that you don't have smoke filling your house and you walk into a death trap, that's what smart home technology can do for you.
Do you do stuff like you got a smart plug on your coffee maker and set it on your phone, like start the coffee,
Yes.
turn it on it?
Yes, you most certainly can.
Coffee machines,
But there's a balance. For example, my coffee maker is programmable. So every night before I go to bed, I set the coffee up and it turns on at 6 o'clock and makes me a pot of coffee, right? I can have a smart plug and a dumb coffee maker and do the exact same thing.
I like my tiny one.
Right. Any other questions about smart home technology? Investment-wise, you can invest anywhere between $30 and $3,000 to make your home a smart home. It all depends on where you're comfortable in investing. Mike?
Probably not a huge issue, but if I bought a house with smart home technology, how do I keep the old users from
If you
accessing the house?
change the passcodes. Do a factory reset on it. You don't even have to ask them what they used to use. Do a factory reset on it. Change the passcodes. Exactly. Try to invert it.
Don't invert it.
Trying to make their home internet connection, like they have it as virus. So no, like their automatic reactions are not going to try and get on that network.
Right.
So they have this virus, 1, 2, whatever.
Not a bad play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought
So any home security needs you have, whether it's a security camera, whether it's exploring smart home technology, give me a call. I'm more than happy to sit down with you and walk through your lifestyle, your needs, and what the best solution is for you. Thanks.